An interesting idea. Why not follow Pride Month in June with American Pride Month in July? Here's the man whose idea that was. Biotech entrepreneur and author of the upcoming book Woke Inc., Vivek Ramaswamy. Vivek, great to see you. This was such a cool thing when you put this idea out there, American Pride Month. What's behind that? What were you thinking of?
Well, Steve, I've just been taking a lot of time myself to remind myself of the stories that make us proud to be American. I gave the commencement address at my high school this year, and I got into an argument with a high school student afterwards who wanted to make the case for tearing down the Jefferson Memorial, for tearing down statues of Thomas Jefferson because he owned slaves.
Wow.
And I couldn't get anywhere with him. But where I did get was, okay, we agree to disagree on that, but how about we build one for John Adams instead? He was the second president of the United States. He was a principled abolitionist. He did not own slaves on principle. Why don't we build statues for the people who embody our ideals instead? And so we went a little further, Stephen. How about we talk about John Quincy Adams, his son, who was the first non-founding father president, who not only became president, but was the only president in our history that went back to Congress solely to be an abolitionist, to get rid of slavery, got rid of slavery after providing the arguments on the Congress floor that eventually gave inspiration to Abraham Lincoln later. In fact, John Quincy Adams died on the Congress floor while giving a speech. And the person who actually took him out, did his funeral rites, raised his hands and said, I want to carry his body off Congress, was actually a little-known congressman by the name of Abraham Lincoln. So these are the stories of American history that we aren't teaching our kids. And we have spent so much time talking about how we have fallen short of our ideals that we've forgotten what those ideals were in the first place.
Happy Independence Day to everyone out there. Hope you guys enjoy the fireworks, time with family. I know I will be. And I wanted to talk about American pride, not Pride Month, but I wanted to focus on American history because the left, I don't know if it's part of their communist. Like I have a book called The Naked Communist that I read, and I reread it today about the 48 laws of communism and how Marxism, progressivism, their number one goal is to create year zero. Year zero is essentially you're trying to restart everyone's understanding of history so they can, I guess, alter the facts, alter the definition of things. This is and don't come here if you disagree with me. If you're a Democrat, progressive, don't come here trying to disagree with me or put something on the comment section where it's coherent with socialism, Marxism, to adjust the facts to get your favor. Because at the end of the day, the ends justify the means, right? If someone told you, hey, alter history, give revisionist history to make people go a certain route, you will do that. This is the same thing you guys do with democracy. We're a republic, but everything that comes out of a democratic mouth is democracy, democracy, democracy. Why they're doing that? They're trying to normalize a term. They're trying to condition the minds of Americans to have a false understanding of their governmental system so they can act on that false premise. This is the idea of doublespeak. It's Marxism. This is how Marxists come in, start their revolutions, take over and overthrow governments. And America is going through this right now at its 258th birthday. We're dealing with a lot of problems as Americans, right? We have our education system that some people on the left believe it's meant to teach people about democracy, about a liberal worldview, right? No, it's not. It wasn't the purpose. I feel like we have ran so far away from our ideals as American society is because we don't understand them. As a conservative, right? What we're trying to conserve? We're trying to conserve a tradition, a culture of excellence. You saw in the beginning of the intro that there's some tidbit of history where you have Americans on our soil who are complaining about all the negatives, all the bad of our society. But they don't talk about none of the good. They don't talk about those good instances. Okay, if you're mad about slave owners having statues, how about you advocate to build statues of people who do embody what you want to see in the world? Why you don't pick out good stories of America? People want to complain and moan about slavery, right? Oh, you got Confederate soldiers, but those things are meant to remind you of where America was so you can appreciate where America's at. And this is the problem I noticed, especially with a lot of these black people, black Americans. They come out and they always try to point out to the most negative aspects of American history. but they don't show you. But last time I checked, because look, I'm of Haitian descent. And if you know anything about Haitian history, Haitians had to go through a violent uproar. They fought the French to get their freedom back. Maybe it's in my DNA. Maybe it's in my DNA not to see myself as a victim, because that's the kind of lineage, that's the kind of legacy I come from, right? That's what my father taught me. That's what my mother taught me. They taught me, hey, look, you Haitian, right? When I was growing up. This is what Haitians believe. This is what Haitians do this. Haitians do that. That's what my parents put in my head. Haitians are smart, resourceful. You find a way. These are the messaging that I've been given. And that's a lot of what the American excellence, that's what a lot of American culture is based upon. You're the master of your own fate. The government's job is to protect your opportunities, not to decide your outcomes, not to decide who fails or who doesn't. Oh, we need to give you a hand up because you've been disadvantaged. No. That's not what America was supposed to be. But we've been conditioned and taught by these educators who are usually left, usually liberal. They teach kids to hate their country, as you saw in the example that Vivek gave in the intro. And this is how you destroy a society. A society that cannot preserve its history, its ideals, its culture is doomed to be destroyed. This is why mass immigration hurts America. This is why many conservatives don't agree with mass immigration. Because you're bringing in a people who don't want to assimilate, right? And I'm from Miami, bro, right? We have little Hialeah, right? People bringing in their own slice, little Haiti, little this, little that. And in a way, as an idealist, I'm like, yo, I'm glad you guys got your little version of things here, but you guys are coming here in America. You should do as the Americans do, right? When in Rome, you do as the Romans do. But for some reason, when it comes to America, no one wants to respect American sovereignty. And this one I'm starting to understand. This is what I've been starting to notice growing up in a very diverse place like Miami. Right? I believe Miami's the most diverse place. You talking about New York? I'm like, y'all don't got nothing on us. We got all the Caribbeans in Florida, in Miami at least. We got Puerto Ricans, Jamaicans, Africans. We got all kinds of kins in Florida, South Florida specifically. And I noticed this. I'm like, yo, we all come here for a reason. Why not assimilate? And I'm not saying you got to lose your culture or lose your traditions. Like, there's stuff that my parents taught me about Haitian culture that I found value in. And I say, I'm going to keep those. But the things that didn't work, I'm going to discard those. And this is the flavor you bring into the American experiment, hopefully to make it better. And I think we have lost that American pride. And this is the reason why our politicians don't care about doing anything for us. They only care about themselves because they don't care about legacy, because they know it's not going to be taught in school. Black people want to complain about how America was Black people's greatest oppressor, but they don't want to talk about how America was Black people's greatest liberator as well. How you can hate the country that freed you? Make it make sense. The Haitians had to fight a goddamn revolution war to get free from the French. Here, you advocated, you had allies in the North who never had slaves, fought and died, civil war to free slaves. 600,000 white soldiers died for the opportunity because they fought for an ideal. They believed in something. They had a common foundation. Hey, this does not live up to our American ideal. All men are created equal. This is what conservatives are trying to conserve. Does DEI embody that in the ideal? No, it doesn't. All men are created equal. Okay, if all men are created equal, how come we're giving special treatment to Black people, Hispanic people, and we're excluding white people out of the spaces, Asian people out of spaces because they happen to be more excellent on average depending on the subject? That's like me discriminating against Black NFL, Black NBA players because, hey, look, there's too many of you guys in the NBA. You're 30% of the population, but you make up 78% of the NBA. That's not representative. We got to start discriminating against Black people. The left unequally apply their standards. That shows you the reality because, words, not actions, not words decide what someone actually believes in. Action, or it was words, no, deeds, not words. Look at their deeds. They believe in discrimination. And they're using the fact that, oh, you're a descendant of slaves. Oh, Black people were so oppressed in history as a justification for discrimination. That's not an American ideal. But this is what happens when your education system doesn't fight to pass down its values, its culture. And then they want to get mad at Ron DeSantis when he wants to pass laws to make a patriotic education. Because that's the point of education. The point of education is to build a common understanding, a common foundation with the people of a country. People like to point to Denmark. Oh my God, Denmark's so safe. Denmark is social democracy. But they leave out the fact that Denmark is 90% one group of people. They all share a culture. They all share a common language. They have so much commonality with each other that this is why most of their society is safe. While we got over here multiculturalism, which is actually killing American excellence. Multiculturalism, you cannot create a unifying message with a country that's fighting in a multicultural faction within it. That's why the Democrats got to cater to each specific group. But education helped them do that. Their ideologues helped them do that. Because if you look at the education system, mostly run by leftists, mostly ran by Democrat. You have men falling behind in education. Why is that? Well, the stats has shown that boys do better with male teachers. Problem is, 89% of the profession, the teaching profession, is ran by women. So it's no wonder women do so well in school. It's no wonder that girls have such high grades in high school, the lower levels of education, because they're only been around female teachers, and female teachers don't know how to message to young boys. And then they're concerned why, oh my God, why young boys listen to Andrew Tate? Because you're not relatable. That's the facts. But instead of blaming the system and having the system reflect on itself and say, how can we make adjustments to give a better outcome for our fellow Americans, students here who are boys? No, you want to blame the boys. Oh, something's wrong with the boys. You're going to treat boys like defective girls. Oh, why I can't sit down like the girls? Because that's not valuable. A male teacher will sit there and understand, hey, look, that's not valuable. Hey, here. And they know how to talk to male students. I'm glad I went into a private school because I had male teachers. And male teachers, they teach you about life. They don't just teach you stuff about the material, the books. They teach you about, they able to relate, hey, why you need discipline, why you need perseverance, how to not see yourself as a victim, how you can honor your traditions, how you can make your people proud. That's the kind of education I grew up being exposed to male teachers. And in my honest opinion, male teachers are some of the best teachers I know. I don't know. Someone may have a different experience, but this is some of the ills of society that I have noticed that is really hurting America. And I think that until we start taking these things back, or at least countering a lot of the messaging, we're going to continue having a generation that hates America. And how can you, think about it this way. Make this make sense. You hate a country, but you still want to be a citizen of that country. You still want to vote in that country's affairs. You still want to add policies to that country. And this is Marx's idea that, oh, you hate an institution. You say that institution is racist. You say this institution is sexist, bad, evil, until you run it. Then it's good. And this is the idea that Marxism always run with. They criticize a country, hate on a country, and then once they take over, oh yeah, the country's good now. And this is the gaslighting that a lot of people on the right are talking about. How to destroy a society, make art ugly. Oh my God, you seen some ugly ass art? Look, I'm originally from Miami. I know I keep hammering that point, but it's relevant. Winwood, the banana peel, the banana peel with a tape on it. That's art. Making porn free, OnlyFans. You got Instagram. I can't, bro. I was just telling my wife this. I can't go on Instagram. I went on Instagram at work, and some account was promoting some OnlyFans woman. And I'm like, yo, this is supposed to be stuff about like dads being awesome, and you have a half naked OnlyFans girl on my screen while I'm at work. I had to unfollow the account. I'm like, yo, what the hell's going on? You know they're desperate to get money. When they have to have other pages, meme pages, promote their ish. Make God a joke. Atheist has done that numerously because God is the authority on morality. God is supposed to be a judge of morality. If you remove God, then you say, hey, morality, good and evil is subjective. And then it becomes a fight for power. And that's what Marxists believe. That's what communists believe. That's what socialists believe. They just believe they're better equipped for power than you are. You will work for their benefit. Because in socialism, I already made this argument. Socialism is slavery. And this is why our founding fathers created the separations of power. But progressives going to pretend that, no, the founders expected the government to fight on behalf of the people. No, 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 no. The government does not represent the people for the most part. You are a delegate. Hey, we give you power and responsibility because we can't take care of it. The day we see you squandering that, get off, get out. Right? Thomas Jefferson, I forgot who warned about the government, but when their people are not paying attention, you must always remain vigilant. This is what the founding fathers of America has told us, the American people. This is why it's important to teach history. To see the signals of, hey, we've seen this playbook before. It's time to make a pivot. It's time to make a change. And it's happening to us in real time. In 1959, a socialist has warned, hey, America, you may not be a socialist, but your great-great-grandchildren will be. And it'll happen so slowly that you wouldn't even notice. And by the time you notice, it will be too late. We're in that transition point right now. Socialism is as popular as capitalism. Why? Because of education. 12-to-1 ratio. If you live in a very democratic state, it's a 14-to-1 ratio, 16-to-1 ratio in some colleges, where the liberal outnumber the conservative. And these professors usually are socialists, commonly are Marxists, and they're teaching this stuff to your vulnerable children. It's better to raise strong children than to fix broken people. And this is what's going on right now. Make dads optional. You see it in the black community. You see all these feminine men that are crying, complaining about, oh, reparations. Oh, I need someone to save me. They learned that from their mama. Sorry. This is just the truth. I was raised by a single mom. I know firsthand. The only thing that saved me probably is because I had my dad in my life. These effeminate men, they think they're masculine. Oh, I got to prove myself. When, to me, I don't know. I'm more of the calm type. I don't need to prove myself to anybody. Oh, you don't like my opinions? Oh, you want to call me a coon because I don't believe racism can stop me? Racism is not a major issue in my life. That's a personal problem, because that's the only thing I can agree with. Racism is a personal problem, but the systematic BS, nah. Institutional racism, nah. In fact, institutional racism benefits black folks. I just had to point to DEI and I win the argument. Title IX says you cannot discriminate on the basis of race, but DEI is allowed. The Supreme Court justice overruled, hey, you're not allowed to discriminate based on race on college admissions. That's not like institutional racism, but it benefits black folks because it discriminates against the two highest achieving groups in our country right now, Asians and white students on average. But institutional racism, oh my God, the system's against me. White man on my neck. What? No white man worrying about you. But that's a very feminine trait, to worry about what the opinions of other people. Right? Conservatives want to call back to masculinity. Hey, man, yo, be unapologetically you, be doers. Stop complaining what a good man is, be one, right? That's the masculine trait. Stop talking about it, be about it, right? But in our culture, we reward feminine behavior. We reward men acting like women, claiming that they're women. We giving men Women of the Year award. The man been a woman for 1 year and he's already a better woman than most women their entire lives. Make it make sense. This is the kind of things that destroy culture. This is the kind of warning that the Bible has illustrated in their stories about Sodom and Gomorrah. Especially last month's Pride Month. I saw videos from Toronto's Pride Month. All this, in public, openly in public. Nudity in front of children. How to destroy a society. That's how you destroy a society. Make politicians rich. When they're throwing money out to these foreign national global organizations, they're getting kickbacks. To me, that's a money laundering situation right there. Sending billions of dollars of money. They all unify against it. Oh, we got to send money to Ukraine. Then reports come out that Ukraine officials getting caught embezzling money, not actually building the stuff they're supposed to build with our tax dollars, holding up their whole infrastructure on our tax dollars. People going to these foreign countries bragging about how much better their healthcare system is, not realizing that America is funding it through foreign spending. So that means it's on our dime. Like, imagine this. You're America. You're giving foreign aid to these countries. And these countries are bragging about how they have better healthcare than us, but we're funding their stuff. We're funding their infrastructure at our expense. And then Americans wonder why it's so expensive to have medical healthcare here in America. So if we do free healthcare, it really is going to destroy us. Because then who's going to provide for these other countries so they can sit here and flex how better their healthcare system is when it's technically being supported by a bigger nation, a richer country? But you got Americans finding out, trying to trash the healthcare system. This is the kind of stuff that we have lost as American culture. Vivek talks about how the founding fathers used to be curious, intellectual curiosity. And that is, I think, one of the most important aspects about American culture that we have lost in our generation. Intellectual curiosity. I have it in spades. I always like knowledge because my mom, my parents taught me that's the path to success. I've been conditioned young to seek knowledge. And people who are not intellectually curious, they just want to make snapshot judgments. They just want to be reactionary. They want to react instead of to respond. And I had to teach myself how to respond. I'm like, yo, money becoming worthless, government spending, the price of government benefits is inflation. Remember that. Make builders oppressive. Make buildings oppressive, sorry. Make men and women compete. Isn't that what feminism is all about? Comparing themselves to men. Oh, I can't sleep around with like men. Right? But then they don't want to look at the negatives of being a man. People not caring about you until you offer something of value. If you ain't valuable as a man, you're invisible as a man. But women think they want this pressure. Oh, okay. Women are used to having attention from the time they're born all throughout their lives. And then they want to transition to men. This is why a lot of woman to men transitioners, they end up committing suicide because they find out how socially isolating it is to be a man sometimes. You don't get constant social interactions as a man. Men are very equipped to deal with loneliness. This is why I laugh when women come online and say, oh, men are going to be lonely. Men have been lonely almost after the age of 6. Maybe your parents was on your corner, but men has good experience. Men got a good from 6 to 18 years old and beyond. Men has been conditioned to deal with loneliness a lot better than women. Women can't handle loneliness. They want to complain about, why people pay attention to what we're doing. Why men are trying to sexualize attention. They're so used to attention that if you ever just cut it off, like, hey, just stop it. Oh, you want to be like a man? All right, got you. Let's not pay attention to you. Now you got women complaining online about how, men don't approach us. Isn't this the society you wanted, women? Make children hate their ancestors. I think that is the most crucial thing that is destroying America right now. And this is why patriotism needs to come back. I know I went on a long monologue, but this is something I felt I had to say, especially on Independence Day, the day we overthrew a monarch. All odds against us. No, everyone said, America, you can't do it. You're foolish to go against the British Empire. And we did the damn thing. And now I think we have a chance to do it again. People are counting us out. Oh my God, look, they're a fallen nation. America's not the best anymore. You got some some international capitalists pointing out that America's resting on its laurels. America is a legacy country that don't offer much benefit and is basing its benefit on things it done in the past, but it's not good anymore. America's being counted out right now. But hey, the great American comeback, right? Make America great again. This is why Trump's messaging is resonating with many people, especially many people who love America. Because we want this place to succeed. We want this place to be better than how we found it. But it's up to us. And all this message doing with Biden, the Democratic Party. This is why I said, if you vote Democrat, to me, you're anti-American. There's no way. Because if I base everything on what's in the best interest of Americans, Democrats don't make the mark. But you still got people who vote for them because they think they're part of the elite class, right? But hey, I digress. That's just my thoughts. That's just my Independence Day message. Let me hear yours in the comment section below. I appreciate you guys watching to the end of the video. I know that was a long monologue, but I felt like that's something I needed to really express today in this video, especially today. And I hope you guys enjoy your Independence Day. I hope you guys enjoy your time with family, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.